So, here's the deal. I just got done watching the Adventure Time 2020 panel. And that's basically where the creators and some of the voice actors kind of get together and have a talk, and interact with the audience is mainly its purpose. They can put them in the same areas, the audience can ask questions, that sort of thing. This year, some bad things happened. Or I shouldn't say happened, more along the lines of some things were admitted to the audience that were going on behind the scenes that were wrong. Now, if you saw that panel like I did, you probably also too noticed that it was less of an Adventure Time panel and more of a Bubbline panel due to the soon release of the episode Obsidian of Adventure Time Distant Lands, which is a special spin-off of Adventure Time. This episode will explore Marceline and Princess Bubblegum, their relationship past, blah 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 blah. You guys, if you've known me for any extended period of time or have watched me for very long, probably know I'm not exactly a fan of the Bubbline relationship. My main problem with it is I think it was poorly written, it was scripted in the last moment to do fan-pleasing, but I didn't know how much it was scripted in to do fan-pleasing and who was causing it. But allow me to explain. So let's talk about Olivia Olson. Olivia Olson is the voice actor for Marceline. She's written some books for the show, such as the Enchiridion book, which was done by her and her father, Martin Olson. And it's a good read. You should definitely check it out. I own the book. It actually is very good, and it's hilarious. It's fun to read. I believe they also co-wrote the Adventure Time Encyclopedia book. I know Martin Olson definitely had something to do with it, but I'm not so sure about Olivia. So Olivia first appeared in first season in the episode Evicted, which was the first Marceline episode of Adventure Time. They hired her on to play Marceline because they figured she'd be best for the voice. Obviously, that's pretty much why you hire everybody on to everything. And she was brought in. The character of Marceline originally was kind of an enemy to Finn and Jake, and then slowly turned into a frenemy, and then just a friend. And then it was shown that she had some sort of past beef with Princess Bubblegum. They initially hated each other in the show, and then began to have a close friendship. As the show progressed, though, getting into season 7 to 8, it was starting to show that they had other plans for the relationship between those two. It went from a friendship from seasons such as 5 and 6 to some sort of relationship in the blooming from the writers. It was pretty confusing to most Adventure Time fans because it was obviously a friendship up until that point, and then suddenly they were pushing it for a relationship. Thus, my decision that it was bad writing. You gotta ask yourself, though, why would the writers just decide to write bad? Was it pressure from the fans? Probably partially, yeah. The fans kind of pressured the writers into doing a lesbian relationship with Princess Bubblegum and Marceline. And a lot of the other fans, like myself, weren't really a fan of trying to pressure them into doing things they didn't want to do. Probably because other fans, again, such as myself, are artists and would expect that we wouldn't be pressured into doing something with our art we didn't want to do. And also we wouldn't pressure others to do things with their art that they don't want to do. That's generally an accepted thing in the art community, that you don't do that to each other. Doesn't matter what it is. Cartooning, painting, drawing, freaking some sort of sound, music, there we go. It is generally accepted that you do not pressure other artists to do things with their art that they don't want to do, or a project that they're not passionate about. Don't try to force it on them. Don't do it. Dang it. So anyway, back to Olivia Olson. So anyway, several years ago, in 2014, so 6 years ago, holy crap. Back 6 years ago in 2014, during a panel, she said something about Bubbline. She stated that the writers had said to her that Princess Bubblegum and Marceline had had a quote-unquote romantic past, when in fact, it did not match up to the show at the time, and the writers had said no such thing to her. And I even remember having a conversation about this with my friend Robbie and my sister. I said that I didn't think Bubbline was canon. My friend Robbie said, how could it not be, given the political climate and all that pretty much every show has to have a lesbian couple now. My sister said that in 2014, Olivia Olson had stated that Bubbline was in fact a thing. I said that I didn't think so because it didn't seem to match up with what the writers had in mind for the show and their direction. You can imagine my dismay when the writers pulled a total 180 on me and did exactly the opposite of what they had been writing up to until that point. Anyway, back to Olivia Olson, because I keep getting sidetracked, keeps happening. But it was literally a mystery until today, July 24th. We didn't know why she had said this when it didn't seem like it was a real thing. Today, We know why. So back when she told us that, she apparently was using us. Today on the live stream, she admitted that she told the fans a lie to get them riled up on the idea of a Bubbline relationship because that's what she wanted to see. And she used the fans, the writers' fans, to manipulate the writers into doing the Bubbline relationship. It wasn't planned. It wasn't originally written. She used us fans, all of us, all the people that are involved with AT, to manipulate the writers and get them to write how she wanted because that's what she wanted to do. Whether it was just for her personal pleasure or some agenda, it doesn't matter. She manipulated us, she manipulated the writers, and she did it all for her own pleasure, and Rebecca Sugar was part of it too. We'll get into Rebecca Sugar here in a second. Sorry if it seems like I'm a little bit enraged, but honestly, I am. Because up until just today, I was a big fan of Olivia Olson and her work. You would not believe how much I like her work with Marceline. Okay, the songs, the voices, all that, alright? She sings circles around that entire crew there, okay? They have a hard time keeping up with her. And I mean, I like Jeremy Shada's stuff too, okay? I'm very interested by it. It's not my type of music, but he's good at what he does, but she still sings circles around him. But given all that she does, all the awesome things she does, I have endless good things to say. I can't respect her anymore, because she doesn't respect the artistic process by which she operates. And don't you think for a second, guys, that I'm gonna, like, go with this whole cancel culture thing, the hashtag cancel culture, and say, oh, because I don't respect her, she needs to go. No, you know what? You respect her for that? You think that's okay? No problem. I can even see just watching her work, which I'm still going to. I'm gonna still watch Adventure Time and appreciate Marceline for what she is. But I can't respect Olivia Olson as a person anymore, because she does not respect the artistic flow by how people operate, and she's willing to manipulate it, and I think that's wrong. Personally, I wouldn't even work with her, because I don't think she can be trusted. If she's willing to use somebody's fans to manipulate them to do something because she wants to see a friggin' ship in a cartoon that she's a part of, then I don't think she can be trusted. But even though Olivia Olson wins Scumbag of the Week award, even though I am unbelievably pissed at her for not obeying the laws by which she operates in an artistic community, she can't be given all the credit. I introduce to you Rebecca Sugar. She is a storyboard artist and a songwriter for the show Adventure Time. She also, too, pushed the Bubbline thing from behind the scenes, though we don't know as much about what she has done behind the scenes. Hopefully nothing too sketchy. Hopefully it was just like normal storyboard stuff, you know, she just pushed it at meetings, that's fine, okay? She's a storyboard artist too. She has some creative ability. Plus, obviously, a right to write for the show. They hired her to do the writing, so if she wants to write something like that in, she has more of a right. Or at least much more of a right than Olivia Olson. And we find out that she was using the fans to manipulate the writers, which is still manipulating the fans. So you personally as a fan, if you've gone for this whole Bubbline thing, and if you pushed it with the writers, you have been manipulated by one of your favorite voice actors, or at least probably one of your favorites if you're really into it. Okay. Alright, I'm done. That's all she wrote. Thank you guys for watching. Might have been a little hard to get through, I'm not really sure. I'm pretty mad, honestly. Like, so, there's like a lot of YouTubers that would just do this because they have to make a video and they would just act mad, but I'm legit mad. Like, who does she think she is deciding? She's not a writer. I mean, yes, she is a writer because she writes books, but she's not a writer of that show. She shouldn't be manipulating the writers. That's wrong. And that pretty much just proves that the whole Bubbline thing, not meant to happen. That wasn't how any of the writers, including Pendleton Ward, ever meant it to be. And now we're never going to know what they meant it to be, because now they're on this fiasco. We're never going to know what the show would have ended up being. Could have been better. Could have been an actual written out Bubbline thing, you never know. But you know what? Now that it was pushed, you're never going to know if it was a better Bubbline thing for you and your freaking ship. because, you know what? It was pushed, and it was pushed in fast, and nothing could evolve naturally, and now we're stuck with this. We're stuck with what the final episode was. I was okay with the final episode at first, but you know what? I don't know about it now. I don't know how I feel about the final episode. Because, you know, a lot of it was just fan service. I liked knowing where everybody ended up. That was good. But a lot of the stuff in the end of the show didn't belong there, including probably the Bubbline thing. Because, again, it was apparently manipulated in, and that wasn't how they were going to write it. Alright, well, don't think I'm mad at you guys. You guys, I really appreciate all of you guys. The subscribers, the viewers. Don't think I'm mad at you. I'm mad at the Olivia Olson situation. I'm not yelling at you. Thank you guys for watching my videos and sticking with me. We're up, good couple hundred subs now, so steadily climbing, steadily growing, guys. Hopefully one day we make it big together, and then eventually we'll do a collab with like Dan TDM or somebody, or go to Comic-Con and I can meet you guys. Wouldn't that be cool? Like the TubeCon or like YouTubeCon, whatever it is. If I could go to that and meet you guys, like just yeah, that would be neat. That would be very cool. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. I'm cashing out for the evening. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and I will catch you next one. Thanks, guys. Goodbye. That was emotionally exhausting.